Today guys, we're going to be tackling the most infamous question I keep getting asked, and I've been asked this question every single week, at least once or twice a week for the last 4 years straight about SMMA, and that is SMMA oversaturated, and what's my honest opinions on whether or not it will actually get oversaturated if it's not oversaturated. So guys, let's jump straight into this video. If you see me looking over here again, it's just because I got some notes. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe because I'm doing these videos for free. It does help me out with the algorithm and whatnot. So guys, let's actually get straight into the question. Will SMMA ever get oversaturated? Is it oversaturated now? Let's jump straight into it. Now, I genuinely believe, right? First and foremost, let me answer this. It's a yes, it can get oversaturated and it will get oversaturated, and no, it can't. I know it sounds confusing, but let me jump straight into this. It's a bit of a broad question, if you will. So it requires a bit of a broad answer. I'm going to get a little bit technical in this particular video, so definitely stay until the end. Now, first and foremost, I do feel like SMMA is getting slightly oversaturated now. Not in the way that you think though. And the reason for this is because everybody's just trying to offer Facebook ads to friggin' e-commerce brands, and they're just doing cold outreach. And it's the same method over and over and over again. And what I mean by that is, of course something's gonna get oversaturated. Anything will get oversaturated if you're just doing the same thing in the same way as everybody else, to the same people, if you will. So people are offering the same kind of service, which is Facebook ads, in a retainer-based kind of like format, if you will, which is a done for you service. So it's a retained kind of like a service delivery. It's the same thing, which is Facebook ads, and it's to the same niche, which is like e-commerce brands. Of course it's going to get oversaturated. Now I need people to start thinking more three-dimensionally is what I like to think, kind of like call it, if you will. And what I mean by that is think outside the box, guys. There is different ways you can actually offer different services to like your particular niche, and to different niches. So there's so many different niches you can go after, there's so many different services you can offer, so you need to start thinking outside of the box. So if you don't do that, yes, it will be oversaturated. And even now I'm starting to see that things are starting to slow down with the Facebook ads for e-commerce brands and stuff like that, just ever so slightly. It's definitely getting harder and harder and harder to actually land clients and stuff like that. I will definitely admit that for sure, but it's not at the point where it's like not worth it to jump into SMMA. It still is worth it, if you will. So hopefully that's kind of answered that question. And again, to start thinking three-dimensionally, things you can actually implement is your service delivery. Number one, you can offer a completely different service, like TikTok ads, for example, or even Google ads, or some sort of cybersecurity. Or you can even take your, and that's kind of like your service, if you will. But then you can also change it up in the way how it's delivered as well. As in, instead of doing done for you, kind of like services where it's like you run Facebook ads for e-commerce brands and they pay you on a monthly basis. What you could actually do is go out there and actually start getting e-commerce brands, right? And actually consulting them. So doing more like a done with you kind of thingy, kind of like service delivery. Or you can do like a mastermind where you've got a whole bunch of like e-commerce brand owners and you kind of like coach them on a one-to-one basis. That might be slightly harder to implement, but guys, that's still a way of delivering Facebook ads to e-commerce brands. Or you can even put it in like a hybrid kind of like course, if you will, or like a video program online and sell that to other e-commerce brands. There's literal businesses out there that sell Facebook ad courses to businesses such as e-commerce brands. You can go and do that. There's nothing stopping you. You can literally go and hire a media buyer, come together, collaborate with that media buyer, and create an online program for e-commerce brand owners for your agency and sell that as your service. So it's a one-off fee. Somebody buys your program for Facebook ads, and the people that are buying this are e-commerce clients or e-commerce customers. These are people that run actual real e-commerce brands, but instead of them paying you a monthly retainer fee, you actually get them to pay you a one-off fee for an online program. You can do that, guys. There's nothing wrong with that. It's still the same service. It's just the way you're delivering it is completely different, which basically will make you stand out from all the other agencies out there. So if you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again, which is just Facebook ads to e-commerce brands on a retainer basis, that's starting to die out, if you will. It's starting to get oversaturated, if you will. Definitely. There's definitely starting to slow down, if you will. A lot of gurus have actually started moving out of that. Some people are, not going to mention any names, but people are shutting down their agencies, that sort of stuff, moving on to different things. It's definitely starting to slow down, if you will. Now, there's that side of the story, and again, yes, of course, that's like so obvious though. Of course it's going to get oversaturated if you're going to do the same thing over and over and over again. Of course it will. But then on the other hand, I don't think SMMA in general will get oversaturated. Now here's why. I've got kind of like a couple notes here, so if you see me looking over here again, just forgive me. Now first of all, I don't think the actual agency stuff, just like running a marketing agency itself, can get oversaturated. Now here's why. Hear me out, guys. So first of all, as long as there are humans around on this planet, there's going to be kind of like three things. There's going to be wants, needs, and desires. So as soon as you have a human being, they have to live, They have to eat, they have to shelter, they have to have entertainment, or they're gonna go crazy. Like Maslow's hierarchy of needs kicks in. If you're not familiar with that, go Google it. But long story short, humans, as long as there's humans on this planet, there's going to be wants, needs, and desires. If there are wants, any sort of wants, needs, or desires, there's going to be people out there catering to those wants, needs, and desires. AKA, there's going to be people selling services or products to those people to fill those wants, needs, and desires, or cater to those wants, needs, or desires. AKA, there's going to be businesses catering to people's wants, needs, and desires. That's all business is. It's supply and demand. If there is a demand for something, there's going to be a supply. Those suppliers are normally businesses. So as long as there's businesses, right? So as long as there's people, there's going to be wants, needs, and desires. As long as there's wants, needs, and desires, there's going to be people, catering to those desires. So there's going to be businesses around. Now, as long as there's businesses around, there's going to be marketing in some way, shape, or form, because a business needs to be able to shout and rave about its products in some way, shape, or form, right? To actually get customers. That's how businesses get customers. Like, you could start the best business right now and start and create the best iPhone or the next iPhone or whatever you want to call it. But if nobody's heard about it and it's just you in your bedroom with this brand new phone that kills every single phone out there, every single smartphone out there, nobody's going to be able to buy that phone because they never even heard of it. So you have to do marketing in some way, shape, or form. And as long as there's marketing in some way, shape, or form, there's going to be a way to help those businesses market better. Therefore, running an agency will always be around. It doesn't matter if the entire internet goes down and something else pops up like Web 3.0 or something like that, there's going to be some sort of marketing in some way, shape, or form. It might not be social media marketing. It might be kind of like VR marketing or something like that, or AI marketing or something crazy like that in the future. Now, in terms of social media as well, so let's take that's the agency side of stuff. So running a marketing agency and marketing itself will always be needed, because there's always going to be humans on this planet unless we friggin' wipe ourselves out. Unfortunately, hopefully that doesn't happen by we just nuke each other or some crazy shit like that. Hopefully that does not happen. But as long as there's humans around, there's going to be wants, needs, and desires. As long as those are around, there's going to be people catering to that. And those people that cater to that are supplying a demand. If there's a demand, there's going to be a supplier. Suppliers basically mean businesses. Businesses basically mean they're selling some sort of product or service, if you will. And if they're selling some products or sort of services, there's going to be marketing that goes along with that, because you can't sell a product without marketing. It goes hand in hand, if you will. So therefore, agencies are always going to be around. Now, let's talk about social media in general. Now, in terms of social media, this can definitely change drastically. As in, Facebook ads could completely just die tomorrow. Who knows? Like, who knows when Facebook ads are going to die? Instagram could literally just go, I don't know, bankrupt, or something crazy might just go happen to all these social media sites, right? But something will always come along. And the reason for that, again, is because as long as we have the internet and we have humans together, we will find a way to interact with each other using the internet. Humans are we like to interact. We're social beings, if you will. So there's always going to be some sort of social platform. It might not be social media in the way we know it. It might be like forums, again, or just places where people can congregate together, like communities, online communities. And when there's an online community, there's normally people that have vetted themselves. For example, like mums who like vegan products, so therefore businesses will go there and start selling their vegan products. And if that's the case, we can go there and start helping these brands sell to these vegan mums, if you will, with their products. So therefore, we're still going to be able to do some sort of online internet marketing, if you will. So as long as there's an internet and there's humans, there's going to be a way to interact with each other, because humans are social beings. We have family on the other side of the frigging planet, most of us, or some of us do. If not, we've got friends and family all over the globe, if you will. We like to interact, if you will, with each other. So therefore, there's always going to be some sort of internet and some sort of platform or platforms, or many of them, thousands of them, hundreds of thousands of them, where we can actually interact with each other. Those things are going to be center of attention centers, if you will, or attention nodes. Those nodes, if you will, those attention nodes, if you will, or centers, are going to be places to market, if you will. So there's always going to be places to market online, if you will. Now, again, those platforms will facilitate our ability to actually market to those people. Now, here's why I believe just running a marketing agency or some sort of internet marketing agency in general won't ever get oversaturated. And I'm actually going to break this down using actual statistics. Now, Oberlo, so I'm just going to drop some statistics just real quick, guys. Now, a company called Simply Insurance, you can actually go and Google this right now. Simply Insurance estimated, right, that there's 31.7 million businesses worldwide. That's just businesses in general. I think that like 99.9% of those make up like small to medium-sized businesses. So not the huge corporations that obviously don't need our services. So these are businesses that actually genuinely could probably use our service. Now, all of them are going to be qualified, if you will, but there's literally apparently around 31.7 million businesses worldwide as of the start of 2022, I believe it was, and that's growing exponentially. Now, even if you were to do 5,000 outreach per day, every single day, Monday to Monday, all the way through the week, right? Including Saturdays and Sundays, it would take you 6,340 days to run out of businesses to reach out to. That literally means you can do 5,000 outreach to 5,000 different businesses every single day for 17 years plus. 17 years, guys. Now, the next statistic that kind of should put your mind at ease is the oberlo.co.uk. So you can go and Google this and fact check this. Oberlo.co.uk basically said, right, that I think this was actually it was actually in 2021. There was 5.4 million new businesses started in the US alone from just in 2021. So 1 year, 5.4 million businesses were started in 2021 in just the United States alone. Literally, if you break that down and actually do the maths on that, that's 14,794 businesses started every single day for an entire year straight. That's literally 616 businesses per hour that's being started. So even if you do 5,000 outreach per day, you're not even going to be able to keep up with the amount of businesses that are started or are actually getting started in just the US alone. It's literally nuts. So if you're doing 5,000 outreach a day and there's 14,000 businesses being started every single day in the UK, in the US alone, there's way more business being started than you're reaching out to, which is already a ridiculous amount. Doing 5,000 outreach, I don't know anybody who's even doing more than like 500, 600, 700, maybe even 1,000 outreach a day. If you're doing 1,000 outreach a day, take that 17 years and times it by 5, because you're doing 5x less outreach. 17 times 5, whatever that is, you figure it out. That's how many years. If you was doing 1,000 outreach per day, it would take you 17 years times 5 just to run out of businesses. And then on top of that, there's 14.7 thousand businesses being started every single day in the US alone. Now, even if, so those are statistics which are ridiculous within themselves, right? That's ridiculous within themselves. Now, even if it does get oversaturated, right, with agencies, just agencies, let's say that all these businesses, the 14.7K businesses that are starting, all of them are just frigging agencies. Well, then what does that tell you? That should tell you not to be worried, because what you can do is just literally turn around and just offer services to other agencies. So even if it does, so first of all, it's very difficult for it to get oversaturated, unless we're all just doing a very specific thing, which is Facebook ads for e-com brands, and we're sending cold emails. That can get oversaturated for sure, no doubt about it. But the overall gist of it is that there's way too many businesses that are being started every single day. It's way too many for us to even catch up. Not only that, but even if it does get oversaturated with agencies, why not just turn around and create an agency that caters to other agencies or provides other services to other agencies? AKA, you can start an email or appointment setting kind of like agency where you basically just help other agencies. Or you can help other agencies create their own client kind of like funnel, if you will. You can build funnels for other agencies so they can actually get clients for their agencies. As in, you actually build them out a case study funnel where they can actually use that to run their marketing and get clients down their case study funnel. Or you can even come up with some sort of online program for other agencies and sell that. Or you can come up with some sort of consulting and sell that to other agencies. Or you can come up with a done for you offer where it's like you do other agencies' social media posts for them to actually get them, to actually help them get clients. Or you can help other agency owners create a personal brand for their agencies, right? So they can actually land clients through organic warm traffic. There's so many different things you can do, guys. You need to start thinking outside the box and start thinking three-dimensionally, guys. So can it get oversaturated? No. And even if it does get oversaturated, as they say, the cliche saying, in a gold rush, don't sell gold, sell the shovel. And then eventually, if you start seeing that the selling shovel starts getting oversaturated, don't sell the shovel itself, sell the parts that make up the shovel. Like the wooden handle, for example, or the actual metal friggin' spade bit at the bottom, or whatever you want to call it, the actual shovel itself. As you can see, guys, even if it does get oversaturated, just go on to the next thing. If you see that there's loads of e-com agencies out there, well then why don't you create a service that helps e-com agencies get e-com clients? There you go, guys. Or even just create like a sales training or some sort of sales agency where you do done for you sales training, if you will, or done for you kind of like some sort of service that helps other agencies with sales or something like that, or lead sourcing, or just even create an agency that does like lead generation for other agencies. There you go. You can create a lead generation agency that helps other agencies generate leads, specific leads. For example, you can help e-commerce agencies generate e-commerce leads, actual e-commerce clients in the form of leads so they can reach out to them. There you go, guys. So it's very difficult for it to become oversaturated. Hopefully I've sparked some ideas. Honestly, guys, it's more about being able to adapt and think outside the box and think three-dimensionally, guys. Not only that, but the numbers and the actual statistics are ridiculous. Ridiculous. There's so much opportunity out there. You guys need to be starting business ASAP. And by the way, guys, if you guys do want to start a business and you need some help, Agent Experimentation is still open for enrollment at $797 at the time of recording this, and that's US dollars, by the way. And it will be going up to $997, so $997 US dollars, that is, on the 5th of October. So if you want to enroll, save yourself $200 by enrolling now. Link is below. Other than that though, guys, hope you've enjoyed this. Please don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. Peace.